What up? What up? What up? Happy Thursday. Lomax is in here. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Get in the chat. Get in the live stream. Pound that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you share the live stream as well. Kind of was just like 12:30. We got to go live. I had a PowerPoint put together and everything. It was taking me a hot minute to do so. And plus, I got a bunch of meetings later on this afternoon. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to go live this afternoon. So this is like the best time to be able to do it. Put everything together. I was like, okay, going to be live in 5 minutes. Hopefully everybody shows up. Sometimes you just got to put it all together as quickly as you possibly can. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you check out all the links down below. And I really do appreciate y'all joining. All right, so let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about, man. This is actually going to be like an hour and a half show, if not more. All right, so let's get it. Appreciate everyone joining. I wish, the thing that sucks about YouTube that I love doing this, right? I love being I love making content. I love doing the live streams, love doing the shorts, stuff like that. But I just wish that I could have like music that I listen to, I listen to at the gym. I can actually play like artists without having copyright issues, right? I feel like it would make YouTube live streams way more entertaining if we were allowed to actually like have music. I mean, we can, but copyright issues is a pain in the ass. All right, let's get right into it. So make sure you get in the chat, guys. Love to hear y'all's thoughts as we go out throughout today's live stream. Make sure you get in the chat, chat it up amongst yourselves. Love to hear y'all's thoughts. So some of the latest developments surrounding the Carolina Panthers. Jerry Jeudy's tweet raises some eyebrows. Some trade rumors. Austin Corbett's return. Frank Wright's take on receiver rumors. I'm missing something here. I had another topic in this thing. No, it's all good. We'll still go over it anyways. So the trade talks obviously have been going on. Obviously, it's been going on for a while now. I can't even keep up how long it's been going on, right? About getting a wide receiver one, right? That's the biggest thing, right? We're going to dive more into that, the trade talks and stuff like that. But just in news wise, obviously that's surrounding our organization right now, right? Obviously, as we're preparing as well for the Detroit Lions, there's obviously potential trades, possibly could happen, but I doubt it's going to happen. I think it would happen. Obviously, it would happen before the trade deadline, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. I know there's lots of speculations, a lot of different anticipations, reporters saying stuff, Twitter's going off. It's just a matter as what really is going to happen. And some of y'all, some of y'all are about getting a wide receiver. Some of y'all are probably like, well, is right now the good time to get a wide receiver, right? I feel like we are kind of in a limbo mode with this whole wide receiver thing right now, even though there's a lot of speculation. Marquise Brown behind it, Jared Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow. These are just names. Jameson Williams, right? Just names that are being thrown around, right? So obviously, there has been some concerns about our general manager, parting with value draft assets, especially after a less than stellar offseason. That's the best way I can think of it. Because the outcome of these trade discussions really remains uncertain. It's really leaving us Panther fans and enthusiastic, excited, nervous, whatever the case may be, right? But in the meantime, we'll just let these stories continue to come out and say what they want to say, right? You know what I mean? Let them let all these reporters and stuff talk, okay? So, and then of course, Jared Jeudy's out there tweeting, right? He's out there, he's out there tweeting about, obviously us trying to get a number one wide receiver. to, obviously help Bryce. Obviously, that's not a secret anymore, obviously. But for these teams, right? It's you're trying to get, the thing is now you're trying to part ways with certain players because you're going to have to get playmakers midseason. The possibility of really acquiring a top tier wide receiver can't be dismissed if the price is right, right? And we're going to dive more into that price range as well, because obviously Jerry Jeudy, I think, is probably, it seems like the top candidate. I feel like I see a lot of Jerry Jeudy, right? I see a lot of Marquise Brown too. Hell, Tarek McLaurin, Curtis Samuels come back to fruition as well. Curtis, be pretty interesting bringing Curtis Samuel back. I've seen that. Um, Obviously, there's a frequency of names, but I've seen Jerry Jeudy more than anybody else. So obviously, there's some speculation there. Obviously, the Denver Broncos they're in better position than we are. They've won a game, right? But they are also, I think they're trying to figure out what they want to do the rest of the season or prepare for the future. Because I don't know if Russell Wilson and all that jazz over there, I don't know what's going really on with Denver. So that just seems a lot. So maybe they're interested in getting draft picks, and maybe that's what they're going for. But I'm not too sure if I'm willing to trade a top second round pick for a wide receiver right now. Me personally, I've seen some people throw that out there. Me personally, the price has to be right at the end of the day, guys. But there's some bright spots, right, in the news. Austin Corbett's return to the practice field. Obviously, and during that week, having that ACL torn back in week 18, finally he's coming back. He's got a 20-day window from the PUP list. Hopefully, he can make an immediate return to the game. But that's obviously not expected. His presence definitely would, I think, help out our offensive line, especially at the right guard position. Obviously, considering the struggles we've had with the offensive line. So, looking forward to seeing how he returns, and hopefully he returns strong and back to himself. Obviously, Frank Wright has his take on this receiver rumors. He's come out and talked about it, right? Obviously, we're trying to find. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Frank Wright, whether it's play calling, whether it's communication with Bryce, whether it's getting a wide receiver, all this stuff, it just seems like at this point, I just feel like our organization, our front office, our coaches are just throwing shit at the wall and see if it sticks. I mean, that's where I feel like we are at. So obviously now all these rumors are coming out with this whole wide receiver trade, which I knew at sooner or later. I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen due to the fact when I saw the wide receiver room, I was like, yeah, this row room is not very good. And then dealing with injuries this offseason, it's just, I knew that this was going to plummet the way it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to plummet this bad, but I knew at least from the wide receiver room standpoint, we were definitely lacking. And I think that was the negative that Scott Fitter was talking about when he said, from top to bottom, this roster is all positive except one area. He didn't. That's basically what he said. That's not exact words, but still, right? Getting the chat here. Chalkman putting some work in with Thielen. I mean, as he should, right? As he should. I think Frank is afraid to let Thomas run the offense because we're already about to lose one coach. If he runs the offense and does well, he'll be in head coach talks next year. I don't know, Lomax. I mean, still at the same time, Thomas Brown, I think it's going to be head coach material. But at the same time, most of the time, I feel like head coaches get an OC and a DC that they trust, right? Someone that can actually be like almost like an assistant, right? An assistant head coach. And they get guys like that to run the plays. And while I feel like most head coaches just sit, kind of be game managers, right? So I don't know if just because if Thomas Brown starts making the play calls and then Frank Wright's going to be fired, but he will. I will say this: Frank Wright will get fired if we. I think he'll get fired if he loses less than 5 games. If he loses less than 5 games, that just proves that Matt Rule was better. I mean, no offense, that proves that Matt Rule was better than you. So that's an issue. Obviously, all these rumors coming out too that we wanted Derek Carr, but then we really wanted C.J. Stroud, but but we chose Bryce Young because Tepper and Fitterer said that that's who we should go with. You know, dude, I don't know. It's like, dude, it's almost like our organizations, like the White House. You can't believe anything they say, right? You can't believe anything they say. It's getting to that point for me. How's it going, Pantherology? You know what would be bad if the Panthers versus Bears Thursday night both end up winless, and Bears and DJ Moore went off against the Panthers and beat the Panthers. Yep, I sure do know that. I know that would be bad. Yeah, absolutely. It would be pretty. Chark better than most say. I mean, Matt Chatter, I mean, I was a believer in Chark, but I knew that his history with the injuries was going to be an issue. But it is what it is. I mean, these rumors have just got to stop though. But obviously Wright has come out and expressed his confidence in the current roster, which I know that's bullshit. And obviously his commitment to coaching the players at his disposal, he's all confident about it. And of course he's going to say that, right? But we all know that there's a potential trade, and it's obviously we're all closely monitoring it, right? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing. So these are the questions. So these are questions that just have been like burning into my skull about this team leading up to Detroit this week. That's why it's called Questions I Have, right? Why is this offense struggling? Why? Where's Frank Wright's job security? What level is that at? Right? Is he in the hot seat? Right? Play calling. Are we ever going to see a change? Right? Also, lack of tight end usage that we were told that we were going to see a lot more of. Where's that at? Because obviously one of the pressing questions is why the Panthers offense has just been absolutely atrocious. Because obviously, and I think it's multiple factors, right? Including wide receivers struggling to create separation, execution issues in the run game, floor clock management, inconsistent play calling. Injuries have also impacted the offensive line. Let's throw that out there. However, Bryce Young has had some issues with holding on to the ball too long, second guessing his decision making, right? So, but he's not the primary issue, right? That he has his own issues. He has rookie issues. Every rookie has his ups and downs. So, despite making some rookie mistakes, I think Young's development remains a priority. And the key concern is finding a true number one wide receiver to support him if the price is right. Still, I'm going to continue to say that because we cannot make deals that we're going to sacrifice our future with, or it's going to, we don't need to be getting swindled. You know what I mean? So one noticeably problem though is the lack of success on first down plays. Let's go ahead and get off the bat with that. And then often leading to unfavorable second and third down situations. So we got to be more efficient on first down. It's crucial because that's how your offense is success right off the bat, getting 5-6 yards on first down, right? We are terrible on first downs. Not necessarily saying we got to get first down immediately, but just like on the first down play, we are absolutely atrocious. The first play of the game, like the first, no matter, what quarter it is, with 1st and 10, it's like, oh, well, 2nd and 10. So now you have only two plays to really get the first down. So we're killing ourselves there. But getting the first down is key, right? We got to be better, even in being, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 6, whatever. Getting the first down more efficiently is also crucial as well. So obviously, improving that first down is going to be crucial. Another thing is this job security, right? With Frank Wright, particularly with the fact of we having a poor start, right? So our initial expectations here is that that Wright might need at least 5 wins to secure a second year. That's what I think. Right? That's what I think. I think that he has to have at least 5 wins for him to even can have a job next year here in Carolina. Because if he goes 0 and 17 or 2 and 15, 4 and 13, right? You underachieved big time. And you got beat out by a college coach in your first year of coming here. And you've been a head coach in the league for how long? Because you are a control freak, Frank Wright, with this play calling bullshit. Your play calling is predictable, and the team is struggling because of that. Now, I know it's still early in the season. Okay? But when does it stop where after poor performance, after poor performance, after poor performance? It's time for a change. It's time to relinquish your play calling duties, Frank Wright, and become a game managing head coach. And if our owner, David Tepper, does not consider reevaluating his decision to hiring Frank Wright, reevaluating that decision of doing so, guys, because if these struggles continue to happen and happen and happen, David Tepper should also think about giving up his ownership, because he's part of the issue too. You got 3 guys that right now have put this organization and this team where they're at. David Tepper for hiring Matt Rule and Frank Wright, and also being involved in the decision-making of what players to draft, because your wife said get him or whatever the case may be. Why is your wife even being involved? Number 2, you got a GM who did very well in Seattle, but I'm starting to think that Pete Carroll was the main culprit there. And yeah, he's made some good choices with some draft picks and some free agents. But overall, I could name off more players that have been waived off this team than that are still on this team. Right? And then you hire a head coach who is a control freak, who runs the most predictable playbook I've ever seen in my life, because it seems like he's playing Madden out there, right? Run up the middle, inside zone, screenplay, quick slant. Oh, shit, let's do that all over again. So it's time for the transition play calling responsibilities. It's time for him to just give it up, because we are all frustrated with how the lack of urgency, the inconsistency in this offensive scheme, right? After initially advocating for all of us to be patient, I've even tried to tell y'all, hey, guys, let's just be patient. But I've lost confidence in Frank Wright and his play calling, because I'm suggesting for Thomas Brown to be given a chance to take more of that prominent role, because he's got the fresh perspective in the NFL. I think he's got a potential to implement a more productive offensive scheme that could be the solution to what our needs are, because week 7 bye week, I think, could provide an opportunity for that transition, play calling responsibilities, and give the offensive time to adapt to a new system, right? because you can't. I get it. You can't do it. I don't think you can obviously have Thomas Brown immediately. You can't change the play calling up immediately, right? Because then you're running a whole new system, and then it takes guys to obviously go through the new playbook, go through the new system, understand things, right? Guys, there's 18 people watching, only 7 likes. Make sure you pound that like button, get in the chat. Come on. So then let's talk about the lack of tight end issue, the urgency, right? Like the usage, okay? The lack of tight end usage, okay? We were told that we were going to see a lot more tight end usage, and that's the reason why they kept all these tight ends, right? And then they've just underutilized the tight ends. Hayden Hurst and the entire tight end unit has just been underutilized, I think. Because the tight ends have combined for just 104 receiving yards, guys, in 4 games. That's a meager contribution for a position that typically is favored by Frank Reich. So who made the decision to keep those tight ends, right? Hurst, though, who I love, right? I think he's a great tight end, and he's not a superstar, but I think he's a reliable target, a reliable tight end in the passing game, and he's a capable blocker. But given the struggles of the wide receivers trying to create separation, which they aren't, why there hasn't been more concerted effort to involve Hurst, Tommy Tremble in the pass game is beyond me, right? This issue really underscores the need for improvement in the play calling, really to tap in those strengths of these tight ends and aid the development of Bryce Young, right? And then the absence of Ian Thomas, which we've seen multiple times because we all know he is absolutely below average, who has faith. He continues to obviously not do a damn thing besides drop passes, right? But he's a great blocker. Doesn't do it any good, right? So these are legitimate questions and concerns that I have, right? 18 people watching, only 10 likes, guys. Pound that like button like it owes you money. Come on. Unless they get let me get in the chat here real quick. Sorry, I missed some of these. So, Clay, can you imagine the media nightmare and the Heat Panthers will get if CJ Stroud and the Colts dominate the Panthers with rookie quarterbacks? Oh, I mean, it's already happening. It's already happened all over Twitter right now. I mean, you go on Twitter, right now it's either about us trading for a wide receiver or it's about CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson outplaying Bryce Young. At least that's what I'm seeing on my Twitter. I don't know about y'all. Who's the tight end is no longer an IR? Steven Sullivan. We're too predictable offense. We have an OC that we do not use, and all this experience on offense we're not using. What Reich scared off, Frank Reich is holding us back. Yeah, he absolutely is. He absolutely is. Get Bryce confidence, absolutely. But the problem is when you got a head coach like Frank Reich who's a control freak, for some reason, this is what you get. You can't. Your quarterback can't be confident I think our head coach isn't even really confident in himself or the play calling. I don't even think Frank Reich's. Part of me thinks that even Frank Reich's not even confident in himself. But I think he's a control freak because he has not passed the reins over to Thomas Brown, and he should, and he needs to do it as soon as he can. I don't think he could do it these next 2 games, but I think, like I said, during the bye week, he might. I think that's what we might see come to fruition because that way it gives the players time to go through Thomas Brown's system, right? You know what I mean? So if he's gonna release the reins over to Thomas Brown, I don't see it happening until we get to the bye week. So that way it gives our players time to go through the new playbook. It's gonna be inside zone, man, every single time. Unless you get like a Devontae Davis. Delvante David? Matt Chatter, I have no idea who you're trying to say there. Honestly, I would try to trade. See, here's the thing. I'd try to trade Miles Sanders for whatever you can get for him. I don't care if you can get if you get a wide receiver, some kind of wide receiver out of him. I don't care if you get draft picks out of him. Just get him off this team. You go look at his PFF grade, it's absolutely atrocious compared to Chuba Hubbard's. PFF grades are absolutely way higher than all of them. Black Cat Panther Podcast, Q is in here. What's up, Q? Appreciate you joining the live stream, guys. Make sure you pound that like button. We got 18 people watching. Make sure you pound that like button. We're only at 13 likes, 5 more likes. Continue. Let's get to 20 likes. Appreciate everyone joining. Is Tepper the worst owner? I wouldn't say yet, but he's getting there. Darnell Henson is a free agent. Wouldn't mind bringing him in. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't. I was surprised that he was still on a team. You know what I mean? I was surprised Darnell Henderson, after the performance he had last year with the Rams. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago? Maybe it wasn't last year. But still, you know what I mean? I was surprised. So, Devontae Adams. Yeah, I got you. Devontae Adams, you couldn't trade Miles Sanders for Devontae Adams. But listen, man, I'd rather have Leonard Fournette right now. But I think the reason why Leonard Fournette hasn't got picked up is because I've heard that Leonard Fournette has like that Zeke problem. He doesn't stay in shape. So he does us no good. All right, let's move on. Crucial changes. So we're just talking about it. Talk about all these guys. Miles Sanders, revamping the play calling, protect Chandler Zavala, sit Miles Sanders, right? These are crucial changes I think that need to be made because it's evident, for one, sitting Miles Sanders. It's evident that something is missing with Miles Sanders. His performance has been below average, right? Obviously, he looks sluggish back there. He's got a lack of explosiveness. And that could be due to maybe a groin injury that has been lingering, but it's becoming annoying. I'm sorry. That's really the best way I can describe it. It's just becoming annoying at this point, right? Just seeing him out there run up the middle and get maybe a half a yard or a yard, if that, right? I just think at this point you should just rest him. And right now I trust Chuba Hubbard over him right now because he definitely looks like the lead back over Miles Sanders. You know, the numbers don't lie, the PFF grades don't lie. Everything that is showing right now is him outperforming Miles Sanders. So this decision may not yield immediate, right? And it might not give us immediate benefits either, but it may go against Sanders' wishes, but it could pay off in the long run for us because Hubbard is already, like I said, he's outplaying Miles Sanders. Now, they're also, I will say, the offensive line is also underperforming when they're not opening run lanes for these guys. Right? So I think a fresh perspective potentially contribute, I think, would be more effectively in that thing. The coaching staff must sometimes prioritize the long-term development of players over short-term gains. Does that make sense? Again, I'll say it again. The coaching staff must sometimes prioritize the long-term development of players over short-term goals or gains. Sorry. So that's just my opinion. That's kind of how I was brought up in the game too when I played football in high school. You know, even my coaches would say that. So, yeah, we fixing the Panthers. We need to get Sanders gone. Yeah, I think you could trade him for some value, honestly. We might just have to eat his contract, maybe though. Um, we need to get some good pass attack before we all go crazy. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna dive more into the passing game, guys. I'll be talking more about, some trade rumors. We're gonna be talking about, is it a good time right now to trade for a wide receiver? Right? We're gonna dive into that a little bit more. Then we're gonna get into my week 5 NFL picks. We're gonna dive into each and every game. Okay. Salute, Clay. What's up, Supernova More? Appreciate you joining the live stream and everyone in the chat. What's up, man? Appreciate you. Thank you. There's 19 people watching, only 14 likes. Guys, make sure you pound that like button. Appreciate everyone joining. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 5K, guys. Love to reach 5K before the season ends. So, appreciate y'all. So protecting Chandler Zavala. That's another crucial change we've got to make. Okay. Right? We were forced to put him in the starting lineup due to injuries. And then, of course, the lack of depth along the offensive line because of our GM not doing so. And Zavala's inexperience has been evident, right? With a staggering 28 pressures allowed through 4 games, and then far surpassing any other offensive lineman. So the alarming statistic really raises concerns about the potential long-term damage to Zavala's development, because if he continues to face such pressure, the Week 5 matchup against the Detroit Lions, who have a formidable defensive front, in my opinion, that's an urgency situation to me. So while the options of replacing Zavala are limited, right? Considering veterans like Justin McCray may offer some stability till then, right? Because regardless, the Panthers, I feel like, cannot afford to continue to expose Zavala to these prolonged struggles. So I think it's time to sit him down too, or put him as a rotational piece. What up, Panther Nation? YouTube tripping. No notification or nothing. That's crazy, man. YouTube does that sometimes. I don't know why. Like, even if you click the post notification bells, I've had people come into my chat just like you, Marcos Cash, be like, "Dude, you're live. I didn't even get notified." I'm like, "Well, do you have the post notification bell?" Yeah. I don't know. So YouTube's tricky like that sometimes. Right? Lack of trust in Bryce is really pushing me over the edge. Oh, I feel you, dude. I feel you. I feel you. I'm right there too. Panthers World, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. 19 people are watching, only 16 likes. Let's get 4 more likes, guys. 4 more likes. Appreciate y'all. Hutch about to cook Icky if he doesn't step up. Oh my god. Hutchinson looks like a baller right now. He looks so good. I didn't think he was going to be that good because he seemed slow to me as an edge rusher, but he definitely has stepped his game up this year compared to his rookie year. When Wright gives Bryce a chance to do stuff, it's a sack because of the offensive line. Well, that definitely is involved in that too, but the play calling is atrocious because it's the same plays 5-6 plays every single time. So that doesn't help either when the defenses can predict what's going to happen, right? Joey Chase Bank, how would you like the idea of having Jerry Jeudy or Jameson Williams? We're going to get into that, actually, Joey Chase, but both options I think are phenomenal. Jerry Jeudy obviously reminds me more of a route running type of wide receiver. He's a guy that gets open, right? He's creative with his route running. But when you go with Jameson Williams, that's kind of like your Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill-esque kind of guy, right? So that he's more of a speedster. But when you have that kind of speed, it makes it easier for you to get open, right? So, I think both options are good, right? I think both options are good. They're both young. Jared Judy's only 24. I think Jameson Williams, 21, 22? I don't think he's that old. So either way, I'm cool with either one. I'm worried about Goff, Amon-Ra, Hutch this weekend. Yeah, oh yeah. You know what's crazy, guys? I hate to keep reminding you about this, but we passed up on Amon-Ra St. Brown for Terrace Marshall Jr. Just remember that. But Panther Raider, that's one of the qualities to escape. Oh, I see you're talking to you're talking to him, Jalen. That's all good. Robinson for Jaguars completely done. Are you talking about James Robinson? No harm in Fournette tryout. I just don't think he's in shape. I've heard rumors that he does like Ezekiel Elliott does. It's like last minute, stops eating his McDonald's and then starts eating salads and protein shakes. All right, so revamping the play calling. So this is the biggest frustration, right? I have been on this and on this and on this for weeks now, because these inside runs and screens have just been becoming predictable and ineffective, which we saw against the Vikings. And there is a lack of confidence between Frank Wright for Bryce Young. The ability to push that ball down the field, Frank Wright has not given him enough trust or confidence, right? So play calling between Young and backup Andy Dalton is obviously evident, the difference, right? And it's time for the Panthers to remove the training wheels, allow Young to showcase his talent, including quick releases, improvisation, and accuracy, because that's what he's known for. Okay, that's his playing style. And Frank Wright just continues to show no signs of relinquishing the play calling duties. He keeps and then incorporating innovative ideas from offensive coordinators. He's like, oh yeah, let's try that. Which it's imperative. You need to have pre-snap motion. You need to have creative run plays. You need to have the occasional trick plays. Should be explored to inject unpredictability into your offense. That's why you have pre-snap motion. We don't have enough of that. We don't have enough of creative run plays because it's the same thing up the middle every single time. I don't even know if we've ran one trick play this year. And I think those are things that you got to explore to make your offense unpredictable. Right? You must embrace change and calculate the risk to breathe life into this offense that has struggled to ignite. So overall, with these changes, you rest Miles Sanders, you protect Chandler Zavala, and you revamp this play calling. And I think these could be possible turnarounds of improvement over time to see the necessary adjustments that are made to have some kind of redemption for us. I want them to let Chuba be RB1 this game just to see if there is a difference. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm 100% on board on that. We need to try out running backs. I mean, I would be open to it. I'm just not sure who's available. I really don't. I'm not opposed to it. I've just heard that I've heard rumors that he just doesn't take care of himself in the offseason. Right? Like Ezekiel Elliott. He had all that. Right? So, but who knows? Frank take is up with Scott. Your job to coach Grimes. It does look like Frank doesn't trust Bryce. He has to open up the passing game. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think Andy had more, almost 20 plus pass attempts over Bryce, and they say it was because of the Seahawks weak secondary, but calling 15 plus screens. Yeah, I mean, it's predictable at this point, right? Like, I'm all about the quick game passes, guys. I'm all about it. I've been preaching for quick game for how long? But screenplays, no. Hitch routes, slants, flats, those kinds of routes, sure. But screen after screen after screen, maybe throw some RPO in there, but not freaking just a screenplay every single time. But we need to have some some creativeness when it comes to our run plays. We need to have some pre-snap motion. We need to have some throw a trick play, throw a flea flicker in there. I don't care. Give me something else besides screen after screen. Yeah, Andrew Norwell wouldn't be a bad idea. See where he's doing. If me and nobody's saying screen pass during pre-snap, should be enough for us fans that defense for sure knows it's coming. Yeah, I mean, but pre-snap motions aren't always screenplays, right? Pre-snap motions could be a quick flats. Some people do, quick flat routes. Some pre-snap motions could be slants. Some pre-snap motions could be a hitch route. It could be a zigzag route. It could be anything on pre-snap motion. That's why it makes it unpredictable. Yeah, no, Marcus Cash. I know. 60 pass attempts for only 3. That is ridiculous. I didn't even think he could still do it like that, man. But that's why he's called the Red Rocket for a reason. Man, best things for Panthers is trade for draft picks. Everyone was on the train of Bryce, but he's not the guy. Toxic. I should totally disagree with that. I can't say Bryce is not the guy when like I said, our injuries and our offensive line have done him no favors for protection. Our wide receivers have done him no favors when it comes to creating separation. Our front office has done nothing to help this guy out in any way, shape, or form. So for you to say that this guy is not it, I think it's wrong. I still think it is. And let's say if we do get him some help, we do build something around him, and he's still shit, then I will say, okay, then he's not the guy, right? But as of right now, we have done talent-wise from this front office between draft picks and free agency. Our front office has done nothing to help this kid out. We've literally thrown him to the wolves with one of the shittiest wide receivers rooms and probably the NFL. Our offensive line is not creating any run lanes to take pressure off your quarterback, which is what that does, especially for a rookie quarterback. It also opens up the pass. So, and then our head coach play calling is absolutely atrocious, and it's the same thing: predictable screenplay, run up the middle. It's predictable. So Bryce is the one getting held back. It's not his fault. So I think that's an absolutely terrible take. No offense, but trading for draft picks, I'm about it. But Bryce, for people to say he's not the guy, I still think people are jumping the gun. I can't sit here and say that he's not the guy. I mean, people were saying that. Some people were even saying that about Trevor Lawrence, his rookie year. And look what happened. They put some pieces around him, and he did better the next year. This shit just does not happen overnight. And people who think that these first-round draft picks immediately become Patrick Mahomes or should be Patrick Mahomes, you don't know ball. You obviously don't know ball. You haven't watched enough drafts. You haven't watched enough football. There's never been a first-round pick that comes out of the draft and immediately just fits right in and just immediately balls out. It does not happen. So I'm tired of hearing that Bryce is not the guy. I will say he's not the guy when we actually put pieces around him and he actually sucks. Then I will say, okay, this guy is absolutely atrocious. But other things also have to happen. Our freaking head coach needs to stop holding him back. And that's all I got to say about that. But thank you, Toxic, for joining the live stream. That height has nothing to do with it, Trevor. That has nothing to do with it, Toxic. Dude, Drew Brees was basically 5'10" and 3/4, and look at what his career is. This height thing needs to just stop. This height thing has nothing to do with it. We also thought that freaking last year Baker Mayfield's height was the problem, but look what he's doing now in Tampa Bay. So this height thing that you're talking about, Toxic Black, you can continue to say those comments, but it's not. You're still wrong. I know for a fact. I will admit when I'm wrong, but I know for a fact I'm not wrong in this situation. Bryce is the guy, his pass percentage has increased. Yes, he's actually gotten better each and every game he's played in. Take them out 30, stuff hands off, Bryce, fumble 6. I mean, yes, there are. Listen, I will say this, right? From a standpoint of Bryce, there are some issues with him, right? His hesitation of decision making when he's going through his progressions, but there's also the fact of the matter of him holding onto the ball too long, which has caused fumbles, right? But other than that, what haven't I seen that's so bad besides those two things? Right, Toxic. So now you're getting into what I'm saying. He had help, bro. He had help. You're not making your case any better, dude. You're literally just feeding into what I'm going to basically reiterate. You're giving me the fuel. So, Toxic, sorry, but you're still wrong. You literally just fed into my point. He had help. He also had a competent head coach at Alabama who's won 7 national championships and one of the best recruiters in college football. So what else do I need to say? I can continue adding on to this list. If a 30-plus-year-old Adam is leading our wide receiver core, it's a problem. Exactly. That's another reason. You got a 32-year-old wide receiver who's leading our wide receiver team. I was pretty pissed when the Vikings player hit Bryce. None of the players did anything. Yeah, that's an issue too. Our team did nothing to protect. Like, they should at least been like got the guy's face and be like, "Yo, the fuck," you know? Thielen was a good pickup though. I will say that he was a good pickup. CJ Stroud balling out as we speak. Marcos Cash, I know, man. I know. Listen, I will say this, guys, and to Toxic, everybody in the chat, right? Bryce was not my first pick. So I do want to get that out there. Bryce was not my first pick. I wanted AR-15. I'll be completely honest. I wanted AR-15. I'm pretty sure I came on here and said that. And then I had Stroud as my second guy. Right? But our organization chose otherwise. Right? So I'm going to go with what my team picks. You know what I mean? One batted pass at the line. I can recall height ain't it, dude, but short time lived won a Heisman. Yep. Okay, Toxic, but that's college football. What's that got to do with anything? Just because Toxic, let me ask you a question. Do you expect Alabama to win the national championship every single year? Just because they have 4 or 5-star recruits? Do you expect them to do that? Because Georgia does the same thing. So do you expect just because they have Bryce Young, they should win the national championship every year? Like that point, it makes no sense. Oh, God, your point makes no sense on that one. Sorry. Your point makes no sense. Still, Adam Thielen canceled out a loss of Thielen. Joe Burrow, good ad. Yeah. Seems like it's not a QB issue. We're just a dysfunctional organization, way too complex for me to understand why we suck for such a long time. But I think also that there was another issue that I mentioned. I think it was something I mentioned yesterday. And I think there's just abundance of voices that are involved with this organization, right? So I think there's too much talking. And there's not a true voice. So I think there's abundance of voices going on. We need a star route runner with have possession. Adam, we have yards after catch. Mingo, deep threat. Chark. I mean, I think that's why Jamison Williams or like a Jared Judy would be a good fit. I think the route running style of Jared Judy, I mean, the guy is a magician when it comes to route running. Jamison Williams, you're kind of getting that Tyreek S kind of Jalen Waddle S kind of guy with the speed. So I mean, I think those would be two guys to go after. I don't, I've seen Nate. You're not going to get Devontae Adams, and I wouldn't want him because he's 30, right, or soon to be 30. And then T Higgins. I just don't. I wouldn't be excited if we got T Higgins. I don't see him as a true number one. Right? He reminds me of just another Mike Williams. I think Toxic's just trying to piss me off. That's why he's laughing, asshole. But and then I mean Devontae Smith would be nice, obviously, because they would have that connection, him and Bryce do. And he's going to be a free agent, but I doubt the Eagles are going to let him go. Toxic's a Falcons fan. That's why he's in here trolling my ass. He's just trying to get under my skin. And he did a good job. I'll give him that. So, but still, some of his points are just not valid. No offense. They're just not valid. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back into it. All right, so then let's see where we're at. We already talked about the revamp. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to get to something interesting, a little interesting. What do y'all think? Sound off in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? I want to hear y'all's. I want to hear it. Bring it around town. Yeah. Nope. Yes, trade him. Nope. I say no. He's 50% of our defense. Okay. I just want to hear y'all's thoughts. Because here's the thing. So I'm just bringing this. We're going to talk about it, okay? Obviously, this season's obviously a shit show, right? It's just leading us into this question's getting thrown out there, guys. Okay? Number one, we did nothing to sign him this offseason, so now he wants $30 million. You also didn't trade him for 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick from the LA Rams back in the trade deadline of last year. So you did nothing, right? And he's just sitting here, and he's going to be a free agent next year, right? We're 0-4. We don't have a star number one. There's other issues that we don't have as well. A first-round pick in 2024, right? And we all had these high hopes going into this season, right? Making a playoff run, winning the NFC South. Obviously, the reality of that has been far from that. And those aspirations and this team performance have just left us pointing fingers and questioning the direction of this franchise, right? So, as the Panthers face the possibility of having an 0-6 start right here, right? 0-6 start. With upcoming games against Detroit, right, this week, and then you got Miami next week. The idea of a rebuild is beginning to become a hamster on the wheel in my head. Okay. It's just a hamster on the wheel in my head. And even if it's not the current mindset of the team, though, because one of the factors influencing this discussion is because we lack a first round pick in 2024, which is likely to be a valuable selection given our team's struggles. And the lack of draft capital has led to the speculation that this Panthers team could explore trading Brian Burns for that right price. I think if we continue at this current pace, they should seriously consider trading Burns to recoup some of that draft capital that they traded away trying to get Bryce. Because we had a significant trade offer from LA last year, guys, and now that landscape has changed. Right? Burns' contract situation is also a key factor. You have to think that because we refused to trade him, but we didn't reach a long-term deal with the guy either. And negotiations, we haven't even heard. When's the last time we heard about them having negotiations talk? So the only thing we know is this guy wants $30 million, but yet when the second half comes around, he's nowhere to be found. So then this leaves us in a challenging position, right? Because he's trying to become one of the highest paid edge rushers. Or you could require the use of a franchise tag to exceed $21 million for defensive ends in 2024. And Burns has already come out and expressed his frustration with the team's performance, the lack of progress, the contract talks have left him visibly dejected. So if we were to trade him, they would lose their most reliable pass rusher, and it would be a signal of surrender and Frank Wright's first year as a head coach here in Carolina. However, the decision is a delicate one because it could go either way here, depending on the team's performance in the next two games, or if the Panthers decide, right, to trade Burns, they have to have some kind of plan to get the assets for him, which hasn't always been the case, right, in previous high-profile trades with Scott Fitterers. So we're at a bit of a crossroads here, guys. We're at a bit of a crossroads here because the question of whether trading him, and it's a decision that could have significant ramifications for this team's future as well. So we're at a significant crossroads when it comes to this. So most of you from the chat says, I would say it's 50. I would say it's 50-50, right? I'd say it's 50-50. That's interesting. Mr. Toxic, that's 22 people watching. Make sure you pound that like button, guys. I would appreciate it. We're almost at 20 likes. Love to get there. Put a poll. Oh, I got you. I'll do it here. Here, I'll do it. I kind of want to see. I think I said it was about 50%, but let's see. Trade Brian Burns, ? Yes or no? All right, now, there you go. There's a poll up there for you. Let's see where it goes. Let's see how this poll turns out. So, guys, vote yes or no in the poll. Let's see how it goes. But to your comment here, Toxic, that's interesting. I don't know. That's very interesting. I guess I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, what else would it hurt? We're 0-4. Not to be 0-6. I wouldn't say. I guess I wouldn't say no because I mean, what could it hurt at this point? Yeah, I mean, I would say we need some first rounder and at least I would love to get a first rounder and a wide receiver. I would love that, but I doubt we could. We'll get swindled because our front because of this retard over here to the right here would screw us somehow or screw it up somehow. I would trade into either the Bengals or Denver or Detroit. I want a player and at least 2 draft picks for him. Part of me thinks that Detroit might be trying to plummet to get a high draft pick in the first round this year, so they can get a quarterback. Because I think Sean Payton's done with Russell Wilson, even though Russell Wilson stats wise doesn't look that bad. If not, then we wasted time and efforts. Yeah, I feel you. Hindsight looks like a mistake not taking that trade. Trade for a second and third package, a deal for that second and our second, and move into the mid. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad. Marcos, I like that idea. Yes, we should. If we want to have a first round pick, absolutely. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get one, right? I mean, that's the factor that comes in here, guys. Do you want a first round pick? Do you want a wide receiver one? Because he might be the guy that's only going to get you a wide receiver one or a first round pick. We have a top 10 defense. Why trade him? Let's not make the DJ Moore mistake and give an elite, then have a hole. I wouldn't say DJ Moore's elite, but I would say he's a number one wide receiver. I mean, you know, where he's at, he's definitely the number one, right? But in other places, he wouldn't be. Like I could name some guys off the top of my head that are true number ones over him, but if he was to play alongside them. But I can see that also, DeReal Steve-O. I could definitely um I could see that be a mistake as well because like I said, this decision right here is a tough one because I don't trust our front office to make the right decision. That's the issue. I don't think I mean, I get what Steve was trying to say. I mean, I don't think we have his top 10 defense either right now, but defensive, I mean, our defense is better than our offense. So, I mean, that's about as best I can say, or the positive I can say. We have no first round. Yeah, we don't have any first round picks. We're not top 10. Yep. Everybody's saying the same thing in the chat right here. Our defense is ranked in the 20s. Let's see what our defensive ranking is. Defense, Carolina Panthers defense ranking. Hmm. Let's see. Our defensive ranking right now in the NFL. So where we're at. Dude, what if we are in the top 10? I would shit my pants. Shit. We're in the top 15, guys. I'll say that. Oh my god. Dude, they got us ranked. We have the 11th best NFL defense right now. No joke. I'm looking at the rankings right now. Now I know this is from it's from sportsnot.com, but I've seen these guys are pretty well known. Right now, we are the 11th best defense in the NFL. Holy smokes. I didn't even think it was that high, guys. I didn't even think it was that high. I thought Josh was right. I thought it was in the 20s myself. I'm not gonna lie. Either way, we still owe him 4, and without him, trade him, get what you can. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you might as well. Henderson, Dante, and Shaq are all in the trade block. I would say that Dante's definitely on the trade block. Henderson actually has stepped up, but you can't put him on the trade block right now because we don't have any secondary depth. I don't think we can even think about putting any of our corners on the trade block right now until JC Horn comes back, right? All right, so when we did the poll, 54% of you said no to trading Brian Burns. Okay. So I was close. I thought it was 50-50. But then we had 46% say yes. So that's interesting. Dang, y'all are going too fast for me to keep up with this shit, man. I can't keep up with all y'all's comments. All right, so I'm going to move on. I can't keep up with y'all's comments right now. Yeah, the Falcons defense. Let's see what they have them ranked. Holy crap, they got them at number 5, I think. Something like that. That's crazy. Okay. So that kind of leads, leading off of this, that kind of leads me into my next point. All right. Oh, dude, Josh, it's okay, man. I thought we were in the 20s because of how the season is going so far. I thought we were in the top 20 defense. I didn't think we were 11. That's crazy. Marcos Cash, because you're growing, Clay. I know, man. I know. I'm trying to. That's why I'm pushing out this. Why do you think I do these 1.5, 2-hour live streams with you guys? And I get in the chat with y'all. I love doing this shit with you guys, man. I love getting in the chat, chatting with y'all. Even if Toxic Black's in there trolling my ass, right? Trying to piss me off, But, it's all love at the end of the day. But I love this shit, man. I love this shit. I wish I could do this full time. But it is what it is. All right. So is this the right time to pursue a trade for wide receiver 1? So that's another thing. Because obviously we've been dealing with this shitty ass wide receiver core besides a 32-year-old Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo, Terrace Marshall, Laviska Shenault. I think they all possess playmaking abilities, but none of them to me really seem to fit the mold of a true number 1 wide receiver. They're not a go-to receiver guys, right? So recent reports have suggested that obviously we all know recent reports have come out of us. We're in the trade market, right? 0-4, about to be 0-6 probably because we got the Lions and the Dolphins, both explosive offenses, right? The Lions defense, it looks very, very good, right? So there's obviously that possibility here of the next 2 weeks we're going to be 0-6, right? And obviously it's evident for me, I have faith in Bryce. I still have faith there. And I think that part of me thinks there can be with a top, if we're number 11 defense, if we could even get our offense in the top 20, a top 20 offense, we might actually win some football games, right? And have maintained some, and we need to have some realistic expectations here, though, guys. So bringing in a receiver trade, while it might address some of the offensive issues, it won't be a magic fix. The offensive line remains a significant concern. The return of Austin Corbett, knee injury, right? When is he going to make his return? Which obviously that doesn't mean that it's going to be a substantial improvement just because he returns, because he's coming off an ACL injury, right? And that doesn't mean he's going to peak right away, right, when he comes back into the lineup. Now, I think his return is going to be beneficial, but it's not going to completely resolve all of our offensive line problems, right? Additionally, we're already without a first-round pick in 2024. And this team is young still, guys. Think about it. This is a very, very young team still. And obviously, we're in midst of a rebuild mode, right? I think we are. I think we're in rebuild mode already. But it's crucial to acquire the right players who fit this coaching staff system. And if the team can afford, to squander some valuable draft picks. Now, if the opportunity arises, right, to trade for a star caliber receiver at a reasonable cost, such as a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick, or both, like a 5th and a 6th, that could be a sensible move. But there's no need for the Panthers to make a big splash to part with a future 1st or 2nd round pick at this time, because timing right now, I don't think for that kind of move gives this team, does not benefit the rebuild that we're going through. So we need to assess these challenges, and then we need for prudent roster building strategies. That's what it comes down to. Hey guys, hold on 1 second. I need to send a client an email that just emailed me on my work. So give me 1 second, please. Do apologize for the inconvenience. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. No, that's not how you spell inconvenience, Grammarly. You piece of shit. Inconvenience. That's how you spell it. Thank you. Bam. All right. Sorry about that. I had to send a message to a client. Okay. So here we go. So what we got? Let me see in the chat. All right. Ooh, let's do a poll for this now. Let's make another poll. Okay. Ooh, no, let's do this Q&A. I want to do a Q&A. What's my Q&A? Okay. What player would what player would you trade? Oh, let's do which wide receiver would you trade for? Question mark. So here's the Q&A. I did a Q&A up there. Which wide receiver would you trade for? Let me know in the comments. I put a Q&A up there in the poll or in the chat. A lot of teams did. Yep. All right. So let me get back to some of these comments. Last comment I shout out to was Marcos Cash Clay. You're growing. Yeah, man. The more y'all like, the more you pound that like button, the more I grow, the more we can grow this community together, and the more I can do more live streams, do giveaways. Oh, I owe y'all. Totally forgot I owe y'all. Chat, I owe y'all. I owe a jersey giveaway to y'all. I promised y'all a jersey giveaway. All right, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the jersey giveaway tomorrow. Is that cool with y'all? Is that cool with y'all? My bad. Trade all of our DBs, dude. I wish we could. I wish we could. I think you could, and I think you could get some decent draft capital out of Dante Jackson. But the value's got to be right, right? The value, the price has to be right. The real Steva, no, they don't. They are top 10 defense right now in the ranking. Falcons defensive ranking. I don't think it's I don't think it's shit. Yeah. They're top 10. Defense ranks. Let me look. Where's the Atlanta? Yeah, they're top 10. They're a top 10 defense right now. I'm looking at the rankings. Clay, what is our offensive ranked? Probably 31st. Well, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It's actually 24. How we're ranked 24th on offense right now is beyond me. Oh my god. We're ranked 24. I didn't even think it was that going to be that even top 25. I thought we were definitely up there. Wow. We got the 24th best offense. It's better than the Jets, Raiders, Saints, Falcons, who we both lost to, Steelers, Patriots, Bengals. We have a better offense than the Bengals in the rankings right now, guys. And the Giants. Dude, this is insane. How? Yo, chat, how? Jared did it. I was like, Williams, lock in. Dude, I'd love Tutu. I think Tutu would be a good pickup. Judy stays injured. I mean, he doesn't stay that injured. He missed the first 2 games last year, bro. He missed the first 2 games last year, came back out, played every game after that, almost had 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. I'd take Jared Judy right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Scott trades Burns and another star player for more draft capital. I wouldn't be either. I mean, I think Frankie Luvu is going to be a guy that they're going to market. I really do. I think if they do make a trade, I really truly believe that Scott will try to market both of those guys. I think he's going to try to market Luvu and Burns because they're the guys that hold the most value right now. Plus, with Luvu on a contract extension, looking for that contract extension, but also, it comes down to if the price is right, guys. So at the end of the day, they're the 2 guys that are going to get us the draft capital we're looking for. All right, I'm going to end that Q&A because I can't see y'all's comments. There it goes. Honestly, Josh, I wouldn't be mad about that. I think Tutu always got that explosiveness, and he gets open. He's fast. He has that Tyreek Hill Speed, I think. I mean, he's pretty. I wonder what his 40 time is because he's explosive off the line. 2-2. Well, let me see what his 40 time is. Because I'll kind of damn. He's small though. That's the problem. He's short, but he would get open. The problem is I feel like with the Thielen and the because he's a slot guy. 2-2 Altwell's a slot guy, so I don't know if he would fit because you're not going to move Thielen out of the slot because that's where Thielen is. I mean, I guess you could put him out on the outside, but he's not going to be a big. He's not going to be a big cat. I mean, I guess he would fit the system. That's what it comes down to. What wide receiver fits this system? Are we looking for a big body wide receiver or are we looking for a speedster? Right? So that's my question to you guys, chat. Like for the system that we run. Me personally, you got DJ Chark, who is a deep threat, big body, who is tall. You got Hayden Hurst, who's a big body guy who could be a red zone threat, but we don't use him enough when we were told they were going to use more tight ends. And then we've got Thielen, who's our slot guy. Do you think 2-2 Altwell will fit? JSK goes, what system? What system? Can you believe it, though, guys? Look at this rankings. So look at the rankings right now. And then we're going to get into my week 5 picks. I hope y'all stick around for that. So look at this. On this lineups thing. Right here, number 24. Okay, these are points. These are points, and this is rankings. So 31, 32, 31, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th, 26th, 25, 24. Carolina Panthers offense is ranked 24th in the NFL. I didn't even think it was that good. Can you believe that? And then defensively, and 2 of the teams we lost to, guys, the Saints and the Falcons, are both below us offensively. And then defensively, the Falcons are right there at number 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have top 10 defense. Saints have a top 10 defense. Oh, wait. Defensively, we are not top 10. We're not even 11th. My bad. Right here. We're 24th, I think, as well. 32nd, 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th, 26th, 25th. My bad. So we don't, defensively, we are not number 11. Now, so we actually have a top 25 defense and we have a top 25 offense. So we're basically 24 and 25. So that's my fault. We are not ranked 11th on defense. We are 25th on defense and we are 24th on offense. That's based off of this lineups NFL, the 23-24 defense regular season ranks. So we are 24th on offense and 25th on defense. By the way, I looked up 2-2 Altwell's 40 time. He runs a 4.39. That boy fast. Bring back Robbie Anderson. No thanks. No thanks. We already have enough troubles. All right. So I hope y'all stick around. Let's get into my week 5 picks. Now, obviously, I don't have any check marks off here because I want to go through each and every game, and then I'm going to check them off as we go. All right. So let's get into my week 5 picks. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream today. Make sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Also, check me out. Check out the Discord link. You guys can hop in there. chat with me anytime. Send me some funny shit, do some memes, whatever. Okay. Also, check me out in my link tree down below. My link tree has all my social media. You can also follow me there. I'm very active on all those. This picks is brought to you by betusa.com. Okay. These picks are brought to you by betusa.com. That's in the link tree. So here we go. We're going to start off with the Washington Commanders in Chicago. Okay. I actually expect a high scoring game compared to their previous match because I think the Bears defense obviously is struggling. I think the Commanders offense is firing on all cylinders. Washington's obviously favored by 6.5, guys, minus 6.5. I'm taking the Commanders 24 or 31-24, right? Give me the Commanders 31-24. Okay. Jaguars at the Buffalo Bills. Now, they're obviously not at the Buffalo Bills. They're in the UK. Neither one of these teams are really home teams. I feel like with the Jaguars, how often they've played over there, I think they're more of the home team, right? Buffalo's dominant performance against Miami. I suggest they handle the Jaguars. I think they're trying to get some revenge after, last year's debacle when Josh Allen was beating up Josh Allen, right? And I think the game ended like 9-6. The Jaguars won. So even with the Jacksonville playing their second straight game in London, I still think the Bills win this game. I think they're firing on all cylinders now, even after that week 1 loss. So I got the Bills 31-26 here. 31-26 Bills. Let's move on to the Houston Texans. Now the Texans, we know, led by CJ Stroud. They look promising, right? They have the ability to protect the quarterback. Could be the deciding factor against the Falcons. So give me the Texans 23-21. Okay. Carolina, Detroit, guys, y'all going to have to wait for that one. Sorry, Charlie. All right. Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. The Titans' recent success against the Colts and Derrick Henry form tilt the game in, I think, Tennessee's favor, 22-18. I'm going to take the Titans here. I think the Titans are on a roll right now. Giants, Dolphins. Do I really need to say any more? The Giants are abysmal right now. Give me the Dolphins. I know they're going to rebound after losing against the Bills. They're pissed off too. Giants got too many injuries. Miami's offense is still explosive. So give me the Dolphins in this game. I'm going to go 35-21. New Orleans Saints at the Patriots. Both teams are dealing with some offensive issues. I think the Patriots win this game over the Saints because they're playing at home. I just think that with the New Orleans injury issues in there, and I think the New England's defense is still very good, I'm going to take the Patriots. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be like a 19-16 game. I think New England takes it though. Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, even with their uncertainty at quarterback, because we're not sure if Kenny Pickett's going to play right, typically keep the AFC North matchups close. I normally do. I always think that they always play each other close. I expect a tight contest with the Ravens narrowly clinching this win here. I think the Ravens win this game 20-17. Okay. Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. I can't go against the Eagles right now. I still feel like we haven't seen the best of this Eagles team yet. Because right now the Rams are dealing with injuries. The Eagles are going to exploit that weakness, and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will win this game. It's going to be 30-20. It'll be like a 30-20 game. I got the Eagles winning. Right? Cincinnati Bengals at the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Bengals win this game. You know, the Cardinals are tanking. I think the Bengals are looking for their resurgence here. Cincinnati must demonstrate their ability to grind out a victory. I think they will. I think Joe Burrow says apparently Joe Burrow came out saying he feels the best he has felt all season. So I think the Bengals get a win here, 27-20. Next up, the Jets at the Denver Broncos. Now, this one's interesting to me, guys. This one's interesting because was it Aaron Rodgers or was it Saleh that was talking shit to Peyton, or Peyton was talking shit to one of them? I can't remember. So this is like kind of from an offseason talking shit to one another thing. I think it's going to be a closely contest game. Two teams who are struggling. Home advantage. I'm just going to take the home advantage team here with the slight edge. Give me the Broncos. I'm going to go 24-21. Kansas City Chiefs at the Minnesota Vikings. All right, so we all know about the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota, they tend to keep games close for the most part. They've got the home field advantage, which I think is going to make it a competitive matchup, but they're not beating the Chiefs. Let's be honest. I think it'll be close because the Jets, how close the Jets played them last week, I can't say that the Vikings won't either. I think it'll be like a 28-24 kind of game. And guys, next game, Dallas, this one's going to be so much. I think this one's going to be a hell of a game. This is a playoff game. It's a playoff matchup. But the Dallas Cowboys versus San Francisco, I will be watching this game. I will be watching this game for sure because I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think it's going to be a tightly close contest, man. Both are playoff teams, I think. The 49ers at home, I think they secure the win. I think it's going to be a one-score game kind of win. It'll be like a 26-21 49ers, right? And then the Packers and the Raiders. A Monday night, it's going to be a shit show of a game. Give me the Packers. I mean, the Raiders are in turmoil right now. Jordan Love actually looks better than I ever thought he was going to play. JSK, I'm sorry, man. That defense is elite. I have to say Dallas is a playoff team. That defense is elite. That pass rush, I feel you. I know. I get you. I get it. Trust me. I get it. It hurt. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, though. But at the same time, it pains me to say that, too. You know? So, but I got Jordan Love leading the way here. I think the Packers beat the Raiders. I think it'll be 24-21 kind of game, guys. So there's too much turmoil going on in Vegas. So, well, guys, those are my appreciate everyone joining the live stream today, guys. I really do. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure chatting with you guys in the chat. I love hanging out with you guys. I appreciate y'all doing that. Make sure you pound the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content, especially tomorrow when we're going to be breaking down the Detroit and Carolina Panthers game. We're going to do a preview and prediction. I'm also going to be doing the giveaway because I know I announced that last month, and I said at the beginning of September, I'm pretty sure it was the beginning of September, I owed y'all a jersey giveaway. So I won't be doing a jersey giveaway particularly. I'll be doing like an NFL gift card that can buy you one. Like I'll like send it to you because I don't want to buy you the wrong size and I don't want to buy you the wrong jersey. So we'll be doing that as well. But you have to be a subscriber, okay? Actually, you have to join the Discord if you want to get the giveaway. If you want to be involved in the giveaway, you have to join the Discord, which means you just go into my link tree, join the Discord, and you let me know you're in there, and then I will put a spin the wheel together. And you also have to be a subscriber. So what you should do, you know what? I'll come up with the giveaway tomorrow. All right. When I go live tomorrow, I will put the giveaway rules because there has to be some rules implemented to do this. Okay. All right. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm going to head out. All right. When I go to the link tree, the link is old. Okay. All right. I'll update. Hey, Panther Raider. I'll update it. I'll update it. So I'll update it. No problem. Okay. I can just go in the link tree and update the new link, so it won't take me long. All right. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. That's all you have to do, guys. Appreciate y'all. Peace.